Are high-interest credit cards or personal loans weighing you down? Unlock gives homeowners a smarter option. With a home equity agreement, you can tap into your home's equity for cash today. There are no monthly payments. Here's how it works. Unlock provides funds upfront and in exchange shares in a portion of your home's future value. That means you keep control with the flexibility to use your equity your way. Pay off bills, invest in home improvements, or set aside savings for peace of mind. For thousands of homeowners, Unlock has been the key to moving forward without the pressure of another payment. Put your equity to work for you. Visit unlock.com to learn more about a home equity agreement. That's unlock.com to learn more.
Terms and conditions apply. Not all homeowners will qualify. Not available in all states. Actor Portrayal. Home equity agreements are offered by Unlock Home Equity Solutions, Inc. In certain states, NMLS number 2657081. Visit www.consumeraccess.org for more info.
Brews and Banter.
Hi, Frank.
Hey, Roman, how are you?
I'm great.
I made it. I'm glad I'm here.
Yeah, the snowstorm kind of screwed things up a little bit.
Everything.
But we're in the studio. Apologize for the delay, Cydian. We got another remote guest. Welcome, Cydian. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name's Cydian. I own Pure Water Northwest, and I'm kind of just a water nerd.
Yeah.
That's an interesting topic to talk about because most people don't discuss about water.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting? Sorry, is we're talking about the snowstorm getting here. But when I first started talking to Cydian, I was actually in Hawaii because we've been trying to plan this since July.
Yeah,
that's right.
So what a 180 this is. But again, we appreciate you being here with us, and sorry for all the issues we've had. So
yeah, no problem. I don't mind at all. I like your studio.
Yeah. Thank you.
That is a pretty table.
Thank you. Cydian, give us a little bit about your background and why you got into water.
Yeah, well, I got into water because water's nuts. I mean, water is completely nuts if you look into it even a little bit. I was doing property management. I went to this person's house and they had brown, smelly water. I took it to the lab, and when they got results back to me, they said this water is healthy.
Oh.
And I was like, how can something that smells like rotten eggs and looks like sewer water be healthy? And they adjusted their words. They said, it's legal. I was like, well, which is it, healthy or legal? And they had to think for a second. They said, it's legal. And so I was like, what's the difference? She couldn't explain it. So I went and she works at a lab and she couldn't explain it. So I called around to some water nerds, which now I am a water nerd. I called out to some water experts in my state, and I found Chris Pelton, the guy who started Pure Water Northwest. And he explained to me something that kind of blew my mind. The EPA sets two standards for drinking water. They have a health standard, right? And then a legal standard. And the difference between those is shocking. What I've learned since is the EPA actually says the legal level is set as close to the health level as possible, taking cost and other factors into consideration. And now that I know what I know now, I'm a little less angry about that. I mean, water treatment plants, they require real estate, and you would need about 10 times the amount of real estate to make the water about 10 times better. And if that happened, our water bill would be through the roof. Like, our water bill would be nuts. So all things considered, I do understand why the EPA is doing that, but it doesn't change the fact that there is some water coming through some pipes that is really not cool.
So I want to understand, like, from the beginning where the water is coming from. Is the source the important part of it? Or is the level of filtration, the treatment is being done, whether it's health or legal?
Yeah, so it's both. The source of water is going to be rainwater or groundwater of some kind. So all of that is part of the hydrologic cycle, right? You know, water comes up from the ocean, it drops on the mountains, flows across the land and through rivers, and then is captured for drinking. It either pours underground and we dig a hole and get into a giant aquifer and pull that up. We catch it in giant reservoirs and birds poop in that and whatever. Or we pull it out of a river. Once that happens, a municipality will do what's called flocculation, and dissolved air flocculation, and or some other flocculant. A flocculant is basically a chemical they add to the water that pulls all the gross stuff together so that it can be skimmed off. Mm-hmm. And then after that, which actually I bet people who do brewing, they're familiar with a similar kind of thing, I think. But after that, it's going to go through some other filtration, a lot of mechanical filtration, some carbon filtration, and chlorination. You're going to have chlorine added to every single municipality. Almost every single municipality is going to have chlorine added, because without chlorine, you're going to die from, diphtheria or some other horrible gut disease or gut bacteria.
So that applies to people that live on wells that don't have their chlorine treated? No.
So that applies only to municipal water. Well, water can literally be anything. Like if you own a house and you get a borehole dug or a well dug, that water is going to be whatever happened to be in that aquifer.
Yep.
And that's going to be the source of the water above the aquifer that pours into the aquifer, as well as whatever is down there. And anything on the periodic table could be in that water.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
At just about any level. So if you're on a well, don't believe the myth of because I have well water, it's good water. If you're on a well, it's really your responsibility to do a very thorough, 50 panel test of your water.
Yeah. I drink it, Roman, because I don't give a flocculation.
Smartass.
I mean, that's the way to go too. Your body is really good at dealing and fighting with whatever you're drinking.
Yeah.
It's super good at that.
So comparison of health level and legal. What's the differences? And if you were to put it side by side.
Yeah. Sometimes they're really close. Sometimes they're really far away. Arsenic's a really easy one because I deal with it all the time. Arsenic's one of the most common metals we find in just about everything. The legal level for arsenic is 0.01 parts per million. The health level is 0. So, 0. They don't want any arsenic at all. Our kind of in the industry, our thought is if we get it down to 0.0001, we're good.
Mm.
I mean, at that level, you'd have to drink 100 times the amount to even start hitting the health level. And your body's going to deal with that really, really easily. If you have a fairly balanced diet, you will have some amount of chelation occurring. Chelation being how you get metals out of your fat and cells in your body. So, I mean, it's about 100 times in the water treatment industry, in our opinion, it's about 100 times the delta. Mm-hmm. But for some people, arsenic's so hard to get out that they don't even consider a health level. They're like, if you're below the legal level, I can't help you any further than that. So it really depends on who you're talking to.
So is every water treatment operates under health levels or legal levels?
Legal. They not only all operate under legal levels, but most people do not differentiate because to tell people that they're above the health level, the state doesn't want their lab people to freak people out. So everyone just talks about legal levels. Just the whole conversation.
Legal level is lower than the health level?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The legal level is by lower. Okay. The contaminants allowed through the health level is lower. The legal level is less restrictive than the health level.
Yep. Okay. I understand. Yeah. I understand. So we want to get into what your business does. and what you do. And but I also wanted to ask. I mean, I'm sure you're familiar with everything. We're in New York. We're in Syracuse, New York, and
Yeah.
I think we were considered some of the best tasting water in the country.
Yeah, New York. I mean, so it's all relative. New York water, Seattle water, they're both super good water, like relatively speaking.
Right.
You guys have a list of about 20 contaminants I could rattle off for you in your water. The amount is really low. Some people don't like it. I do know in some parts of New York, you can smell the chlorine. But in a lot of parts, they don't, because they do a really good job monitoring how much chlorine they have. I think New York just has the money. Yeah. So they've got like dibromochloromethane and haloacetic acids and trihalomethanes, just like everyone does, but they have a lot less. The amounts can be high sometimes, but when you look at other municipalities where they've got PFAS and forever chemicals and levels of haloacetic acids and trihalomethanes that are just off the chart, nitrates, radium, arsenic. I deal with that all the time on municipal water. None of that's in New York water. So it's quite good. Yeah.
I mean, quality of water changes the quality of beer.
And yeah, we got a Budweiser plant right next to us.
I bet.
Yeah,
I bet.
yeah. Lots of wineries, all kinds of things around here.
I know a bit about beer making, despite the fact that I don't drink. I mean, I know a little bit about the fact that you don't want it too soft. You need some of the minerals in there in order for the enzymes to come out of the mash, I think. And you need sulfates, you need chlorides. I know you need some pH to be quite a bit lower, and I don't know what you do to the water to drop it. But I imagine you don't need any chlorine or chlorine byproducts, right? Like
No.
you'd want to run it through carbon before you did anything with it, I assume.
Yeah, in the brewing process, I don't think there's anything like that. Well, specifically not here because it's not a problem with water.
Yeah.
So
but they have chlorine. That's why I wonder, like, do people in New York, when they're brewing, do they run it through carbon?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know either. I mean, there's some. I mean, there's all kinds of breweries, right? There's over 500 here in so some people have more money. Maybe there is a filtration system that's in place, and some people, maybe beginning they don't. But
I think that'll depend on the brewery,
and it's definitely going to change the way your beer tastes. I'm just not sure. Like Florida, you go to Florida, and I was there a while ago. You have some water, and I quit drinking the water because it just doesn't taste good. I mean, it actually tastes dirty. And then I started getting soda, but then I realized they're putting ice cubes in it, and now it's the same water. So I'm like, I was going to get soda with no ice cubes, and then that didn't work. So I'm like, just give me beer because it's imported from somewhere. It just the water to me, it just tasted very bad, and I don't know if it's on. I mean, I'm sure it's healthy because it's got to be. But I'm not drinking a lot of that when I'm down there.
Yeah, it makes sense.
it's legal, maybe not healthy.
Yeah, whatever, exactly.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you what makes water soft and hard, like because we have problem here where the water gets too hard, and what it does is it clogs like shower heads.
Yeah, Yeah. So the simple answer, this is how I'd explain it to my 5-year-old. It's just rock. I mean, it's literally just rock that is in solution in the water. And that rock, once it's traveling through your pipes, it'll get stuck to the wall in your pipe, and it'll get stuck to whatever it comes out of. And it'll, instead of being rock that is spread out across the whole water, it'll become rock again that's stuck to something and stuck together again. So that's a really simple answer of what hardness is. A little bit more complicated answer is you have calcium, magnesium, some potassium, stuff that's good for you, but stuff that definitely becomes kind of chalky and denser when it precipitates out of water. Heat will affect it. A thing called the Langular Saturation Index, which is basically an index of how hungry the water is versus how much the water wants to let go of things. So if you have a low LSI, langular saturation index, even if you have a high hardness, you may not have that stuff stick to your plumbing because the water wants to hold on to it. And if you have a higher LSI, it's got plenty of stuff to let go of, and even a lower amount of hardness can cause that scale buildup. So frequently in water treatment, that's kind of what we're looking at when we're looking at hardness.
It's got to be a lot like hardening your arteries, right? Like
yeah, it's kind of similar to that. Yeah.
I do notice the difference between hard and soft water. With a soft water, it's hard to wash the soap off your.
Yeah, soft water is like slimy. Like hotels have a lot of soft water, and you get a lot of what is the lather when you soap up, like your shampoo and your soap. You get a lot of that with soft water.
Like that's my indication if I'm somewhere and if the soap takes a little more effort to wash off, I'm like, oh, okay, the water is soft here.
And I don't know if it's RO water or what they have there. I don't know what's going on.
It's just cation resin. So when it's cheap cation resin. Hotels use cheap cation resin because they go through so much water, they replace it all the time, so they get cheap stuff. I have a softener in my house, and my water feels fantastic. Mm-hmm. If you showered in my house, you'd be like, "Wow, this is very different." The soap wouldn't stay on you; it would wash clean, all that stuff.
Where are you physically located?
I'm in Seattle.
Okay, all right, yep,
yeah, and the reason that is because I have high quality resin. I have an anion buffer in my softener, which will help with the basically we're not pulling off just one type of charge from the water. So we're not leaving a kind of a polarized water that can make it feel more slippery. And then we tend to leave a teeny tiny bit of minerals in there, just a teeny tiny bit, not enough to ever cause any scale or cause any problems with anything, but to help with taste a little bit and to help with the that sensation. All those things together, plus a properly monitored valve, you won't get that sensation at all. You just have to go with a higher quality softener.
Are you using salt?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You can't have softening without salt. Salt-free softeners are a myth, despite the fact that they sell them all the time.
Sure.
That's a technology called template-assisted crystallization, and it is adding something to the water, which it's got about a 30% effective rate. Like 70% of the people who get those complain about them.
Interesting.
We had a guest on our show, and we talked about fitness and health. And one of the recommendations that he made is, air purifier in your bedroom where you're sleeping. And another one is filtration system for your water to remove chlorine. He said chlorine is good to get rid of all the stuff, but once it gets to our house, before we consume it, let's get rid of it.
Yeah, filter at the tap.
Yeah.
Get it all treated till you drink it.
That's great advice.
Yep.
Yeah. And are you using like those filter systems that have like 3 filters?
Reverse osmosis.
Okay.
That was RO we were talking about, right? Yeah.
Is that what you're using?
Yeah, I have a backup RO for sure.
Okay.
In my house, I have a triple blend system for my entire house. And then I have a reverse osmosis for my sink. The water is incredible for sure.
And you can't drink DI, right? DI water?
You can, sure. People say that you can drink DI water. DI water is not going to get, unless you're paying like $500,000 to make your water real DI water. Straight DI water, you can drink. It's fine. People say that all the time, and I've had plenty of DI water. It's not a problem.
Deionized.
Deionized water, yeah. We actually do soft deionization for our whole house. And it's great. But soft deionization is basically DI water with like 10% of the stuff left in it. So that way the majority of it's removed and you still get some stuff in your water. but stronger deionization, like they use in dentist offices and surgery centers, if you were to drink that, it really wouldn't be that big a problem. But people say that all the time. The RO water is great water. If anyone was ever wondering, like, I'm too confused about what I should do, I just want to make sure what I drink is healthy, that's a great way to go. ROs are inexpensive. It's a good solution for just about anyone. Your fitness guy was talking about air and water being healthy. And basically all he's talking about is inflammation being lower, right? I mean, there are some health concerns that are directly organ related, and cancer related, and that's possible. But inflammation is one of the biggest aspects of getting cleaner water and cleaner air.
So at a basic level, if someone was like, I don't have a lot of money, what's the basic level filtration system? Is RO?
Yeah, under counter reverse osmosis, single point of use RO at the kitchen sink. Someone's going to have to drill a hole in your counter, put a dedicated faucet, and put the RO under the sink.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they got the small systems. You can have the small ones that go right underneath. Because you probably got a 18 or 20, 16, 20-inch filter, something like that?
No, I just use, my pre-filtration's so good, I just use the smaller one too.
I mean, so I'm talking about coming into your house.
Oh, yeah. My filter for coming into my house is like 58 inches tall.
Oh, okay.
It's like my size. It's
Is it like in a tank or something?
Yeah, it's in a tank. It's a full-size backwashing system.
You can hold it. Go ahead.
If it's for your whole house, you need something that size. Anyone who sells something smaller you're going to remove some stuff. The filters will need changed very often. It is genuinely undersized for most homes to do that.
Do you have holding tanks that your water comes in and you're stored in?
Nope. We have a flow through speed that's fast enough for straight drinking.
Perfect.
And bathing. Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. I remodeled a house not far from here in Skinny Atlas, and the house was on the well, and the water was coming in. It didn't look murky, but like you can tell if you put up against like a white piece of paper behind the glass, then you can kind of tell the coloration difference.
Yeah.
And previous owners never had any filtration system in there. So at minimum, I put an inline filter. It's just a single filter just to filter out the debris that's in it, but it's not at that high level.
Oh, the sediment, to get the sediment out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So are you still involved in that project?
No, that's been done. We sold the house already. I left some notes and recommendations for the new owners as well.
Yeah. Sometimes,
go ahead.
Sometimes that can be just turbidity. I mean, where it could be air oxidization. Like it can be something where the air bubbles make it look cloudy. So if you waited a while?
Yeah, let it sit a while. Yeah.
Yeah. If you waited a while, did it get clear?
Was it cloudy white or like murky brown?
No, like light brownish.
Yeah, because cloudy white would be the turbidity.
I think that's
right.
Yeah,
I think it might be maybe the soil or where it's coming from in the well, because that filter would turn like brown reddish over time.
That's iron. Yeah, that's called ferric iron. And if it changed over time, then it was some ferrous iron turning into ferric iron. But that's basically, it's rust.
Mm-hmm.
Iron sits in water. You can have a crystal clear glass of water. Looks crystal clear. And there's a lot of iron in that water. That can frequently happen. If you then pour that water into your shower, just like ceramic, whatever, tile, and let it sit, it oxidizes. And in that state where it's changing from ferrous to ferric, it comes out as a reddish brown or rust color.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so I filter water coming to my house, and I'm a little familiar with this, sort of water treatment. But our filter I change it weekly now. but it's just this 20-inch sort of, filter, but it's green a lot of times. So I don't know if it's a magnesium issue or what happens, but it's
Green.
greenish. Like the filter never gets to the middle of the filter. Like the middle of the filter is still white.
Yeah.
So it's well. I'm on a well.
Yeah. I think about copper when I think about green. So do you, changing that once a week is way too much.
Well, because so we had an issue with the well pump, so we just changed it out. We had some problems, so it'll change. This is recent. Normally it'd be quarterly.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's even a little too much. Yeah, I mean, if you want some free advice, let me know.
Yeah, no, yeah, we don't have to talk about that. And that's not what I was getting at. I just didn't know what the issue might have been. But I know we talk about this, but we can kind of switch gears here and just maybe discuss what your company does and who you service and what kind of industry that's in, for the country.
Yeah. I mean, we basically do customized water solutions. So people come to us kind of like you just said, and they say, this is what my water's like. I'll usually have some ideas, but basically I will always say, if you're on a well, you need to do a full spectrum test. I will send them a link where they can, buy the test. It'll be mailed to them. They'll do the test. It'll get sent back in the mail. I will get the results, interpret it, and then I'll tell them what they need. And I will customize them a solution based on the results. Mm-hmm. I've got nearly 100% success rate on every single project we've done, no matter how complicated it was. I have a network of water experts that I call on if something gets too complicated. We basically just, as long as we have all the information, mm-hmm. which sometimes, with biofilms and certain bacterias, that can confuse the numbers. But as long as I have all the real information, I can make a very solid suggestion to someone that will, it'll turn their water where they're like dealing with frustrating water or smells or colors, or they're changing filters too often, to something where they're generally not dealing with anything more than once a year, and with salt, maybe once a month just for the salt. Otherwise, about once a year usually is what our target is.
So your customization. So someone gets this test, they get a link from you, they buy the test goes back in, you get the results, and then you give them a customized sort of summary of what they can do, and then someone else does that. Your company does not do that. They don't do the fix work.
We can create them a system and mail it to them, or they can work with someone local. It's their choice.
Okay.
Yeah, totally up to them.
That's pretty convenient.
You have a little time to talk about the health and how the water affects like our skin and our overall daily health.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny that you brought up skin. My daughter has eczema. One of the main reasons I got into water treatment, after I was talking to Chris, the guy who founded Pure Water Northwest, I told him that my daughter has eczema, and he suggested a softener. And oh my God, the difference it made for her was just insane. Since then, since I now own the company and I've dealt with a lot more people with skin problems, like this one lady in Kent, which is a city to the south of us, she had rosacea, all over her face, really, really bad rosacea. And rosacea, we've learned, because we tried just a softener with someone with rosacea and it didn't really help. But rosacea seems to react to more than just the hardness, because hardness can block skin pores, which is why we think it helped with my daughter's eczema. It's rock that literally gets inside pores, so that makes sense. But rosacea is apparently something a little more difficult. What we did with her was carbon and anion exchange as well. Basically, what I talked about before, weak deionization and filtration. And that completely solved her skin problems. She did not have rosacea after that. I don't know if this would be the case with everyone. I'm not a dermatologist, but we have had a ton of success with skin and hair. My wife's hair is ridiculous after our system was put in.
Well, yours looks like it's doing pretty good there too. Like, so we got an issue. Like, you're kind of doing all right.
I gave up mine. Do you share that data with physicians?
Yeah. I mean, we get a lot of like my daughter's dermatologist. He was like, "Oh yeah, okay, that's great, good. So problem solved." Like it was like no big deal to him.
Yeah, I see.
Oh,
But that's not something like if they have a patient with that problem, they'd be like, "Hey, test your water quality or something like that."
We try to do that, but I think all of that has to come from their schooling because I don't think it can come the other direction. Like someone in the industry trying to sell a product goes to them and says, "Hey, by the way," they're like, "Yeah, okay, maybe. I'm just going to try these creams." Like, I don't know that that's going to change anything. We've definitely tried to talk to some of them and we've never gotten an enthusiastic response. We've gotten some mild interest, but mostly just
Right.
Good job.
yeah.
But do you think it helps with aging as well? Like how you look as far as aging goes?
Well, Cydian's 26, right?
Yeah.
I'm 49. You tell me. I don't know if I look my age, so I don't know. I don't know if it helps with
Parts of you look your age. So right now I get like a Steve Martin vibe. Like, because wasn't he fully gray at like 28 or something like that?
Yeah, I was gray 10 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think some people just gray early.
Yeah. It's genetics.
Yeah. The thing I was gonna ask, it's flew out. My mind has been, I need to drink better water.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I keep forgetting things like mid-sentence, but shoot. Anyways,
well, Roma comes back to that.
I'll come back to you.
So yeah, so I know we got to wrap up here soon because you've got something else to do. But this link you're talking about in the business that you have, how can people, if you want to mention that, people can get a hold of you? Because I mean, we have a decent reach of people, so this is very important. I think it's understated, really. The importance of water. I think people know they want to drink water. Everybody needs water, but I don't think they understand the chemistry behind it and necessarily the importance of it. So how can they reach out and find these tests from you?
Sure. purewaternorthwest.com. I know that's a long domain name, but that's our domain name. There's a link right on there that says testing, and the tests that you can purchase are like right there. So if you just go to that and purchase a test kit, it'll get mailed right to you. We will get the results. It'd be probably good to reach out with an email letting us know you did it so we can be on the lookout for it, because we get a lot of these test results in. And that way it allows us to sync up who we need to call when we get the results with the actual test that you did. But we'll probably get to you either way. And that's it. Just go to purewaternorthwest.com, go to the testing category and get your tests run that way. And if you just have questions, you can probably fill out the form on the website. Tell them you want to talk to me, and I will. So far, I have not gotten popular enough that I have not been able to get back to everyone and talk to them personally.
Yeah, right. So when they purchase the test, so that includes the kit, and then there's a separate fee for the testing, or does the kit include the testing?
It's all part of it.
Okay. Yep.
We'll include the link in the description.
Yeah.
And I remember what I was going to ask is those. I have this like battery operated testers you can buy like on Amazon, $10, $15 or whatever. Are those reliable to like you put in the water and to test the water quality?
So you're talking about a TDS tester, I assume?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's TDS. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Trump derangement syndrome.
TDS is total dissolved solids. All that's doing. So if you were to run an electrical current through water, it's got some resistance. And if you have nothing in your water, like DI water, like we were talking about before, it may have almost no current. In fact, it can have no current. You can have a point where you could pour it on your computer and your computer would keep running. So all the TDS is doing is identifying minerals and metals in your water, stuff that would conduct electricity. If you take water and pour a bunch of sugar in it, that's not going to affect your TDS at all. So it's not testing for everything. There's tons of chemicals and pharmaceuticals and birth control chemicals and all kinds of stuff that are not on TDS or that TDS testers won't test for. But it is a very wide range way to identify stuff in your water.
I see. I bought them and I'm like, man, every time I put it in the water, it says it's bad quality.
What level does it say it's at?
There's 4 levels. It's either halfway or 3/4.
And you're on municipal water.
I am, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not even a number then? Yeah, you should get a different TDS meter.
Okay. Some cheap shit from Amazon.
Start importing water from Seattle. Pipeline, just bring it right in.
Well, Skinny Alice has really good water, actually. And that's where our water is coming from. So, but I know you're tight on time, Cydian. I just want to say thank you. Is information that I didn't think of it.
That's a fantastic conversation. It's fascinating to me.
I feel like every time we have a guest, I end up doing something in my house. Like it's getting expensive.
And then I have something done in my house that Roman does for me.
Yeah.
Don't spend too much on an RO. You just want to, if you get an RO, just go on Amazon, search for the reviews, search for the word leak. Mm-hmm. Don't get a lot of results that say leak, then buy it. It's good.
Okay.
That's about the complexity of buying an RO.
An Amazon hack right there. Yeah.
Good advice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cydian. We'll include the Pure Water Northwest website in the description. So if you're listening, just go back to the description, take a look. If you're watching this video on YouTube or whatever, check out the description as well. Are you on social media?
Yeah. I can send some of those to you. And
send it. We'll include it in case anybody wants to follow your page and maybe ask questions through there as well.
Great. I'll do it.
Again, we appreciate your flexibility. I know this has been a long time coming, but I'm happy. I'm happy that it happened. And thanks again for letting us be part of this conversation with you.
Thank you,
really
Cydian.
Appreciate you having me on, guys. Thank you.
We want to say thank you to our sponsor, Big Oyster Brewing Company. We want to say thank you to all the listeners and followers. Please help support this podcast by going to brewsandbanterstore.com. Buy merch. It helps us to keep going with this podcast and meet great people like Cydian and share good information with you guys. And thank you, Cydian, for being patient. It took since July to get this, and I'm partially at fault here.
No, it's fine. We worked it all out. But hoppedupnetwork.com also check those guys out. Yeah, you keep forgetting those. But
thank you,
very much.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Are you ready to finally make that dream a reality? Maybe it's updating your kitchen, paying down high-interest credit cards, or covering tuition. Your home is more than where you live. It's also your most powerful asset. At Unlock, we make it simple to turn equity into options. With a home equity agreement, you can access cash today without taking on monthly payments. Imagine the freedom to invest in your home, reduce financial stress, or finally start that big project you've been putting off. It's your home. It's your future. Unlock it today. Visit unlock.com to learn more about a home equity agreement. That's unlock.com to learn more.
Terms and conditions apply. Not all homeowners will qualify. Not available in all states. Actor Portrayal. Home equity agreements are offered by Unlock Home Equity Solutions, Inc. In certain states, NMLS number 2657081. Visit www.consumeraccess.org for more info.